I like that. I like that no justice, no peace, like spelling it like that, like the no, like K-N-O-W. Yeah.
Yeah, like knowledge of it, knowledge of justice, knowledge of peace.
For an artist to paint a historical context, they themselves have to engage with that history. So it's an opportunity for them to learn as well.
It's enough to say I hate this and it shouldn't be this way, but now what can I do to help it change, you know?
The really interesting story about American history is that it's intrinsically tied with African and Black people. America was founded on the backs of Black people.
Like with Aubrey and George, man, that was the last straw for me.
What you don't see is political graffiti or political murals because, quite frankly, people are scared of that.
And I've always believed this, that people's attitudes towards race come from the system that they're living in. They're being taught this.
We've been fighting this for so long. Can we now get it together, you feel me? Like, please, we're begging at this point, you know?
We got to do it the Miami way. The Miami way is the big way. So that colorful way. So we out here in Brownsville, bro, and I'm looking at the wall, and yeah, it needs some TLC, dude. With this, I was thinking about like the design. So one of the sketches I had was like the kid with the crown, with the Band-Aid on his face. Is it all right if we put a mural up here on your wall? It's fine. All right, man. Dog. Hey, this your neighborhood, man. Like I'm just coming to show some love, man. So, all right, brother. So here, and then here, boy and the girl.
Weigh it all out. Don't look at it black and white. A lot of the problem with the people who are the purists, who are like, it's sell out or nothing, they're broke.
Murals that people are doing in different cities, like on the street and stuff like that, I think is dope. And I think, you know, we're contributing in a different way by like going to an area that needs that type of like, you know what I mean? That energy, you know?
We see the same thing over and over and over again. It's all the negativity, and I mean, it's important because that's how we basically find the problem. We talk about the problem. We have these uncomfortable conversations, but what's going to come out of it? And that's what I really wanted to focus on. It got to the point where I couldn't even open up my social media without having anxiety, you know, which was killing me at one point, you know, and it was opening up old wounds that I thought had like healed, and I was kind of like, at this point, able to like see it and still like focus and move through my day, which it didn't. It was still there, you know, the pain was still there. But at the same time, how are we gonna deal with this pain? How are we gonna address this pain? How are we gonna do this in a positive way and move forward, and where can we go with it? So I definitely, when you hit me up about the mural and talked about it, I remember that's the first thing I said to you. I was like, I want it to be positive. I don't want to create imagery that's going to shock, because all you have to do is turn on the TV to see imagery that's going to shock you. 100%. All you're going to do is open up your social media, look on your apps on your phone, and you'll see a million posts about things that are shocking and disgusting. You see, because I figured you see how it flows better?
Yeah, I think it
flows really good. I liked the image, and I like the colors he used, and then with the image of the little boy. So since he had the little boy, I said I'll add a little girl, and then I wanted to play around with the ideas of peace and rebirth and stuff like that. So that's when I decided to bring in the florals.
When I started looking up the flowers and stuff that signified like freedom, I was like, oh, we got to add those. Even though you see something like super dope and you don't understand why it's dope, like we definitely are behind the scenes trying to figure that out, like before we even touch the wall.
You know, I want my art to be at the point where I live the life that I want to live, you know?
Freedom.
Yeah, I want it to represent freedom for me.
Does freedom and liberty like start from how I think?
Oh, definitely.
Because I definitely did that, dog. Like when I came here, I was like, man, I wanted freedom, and I wanted to be able to do art.
I forgot that pole was so close to the wall. So that's like a natural frame right there.
It's not so bad. Like
no, it's not. We just gotta worry about these pieces here. You see this?
Yeah.
I get a skinny cap, and then I just trace it with a can. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd be drawn with a straight brush, dog.
I used to, but it takes too long.
Yeah, I've never like used like spray paint to like draw yet.
Yeah? But for spray paint, what are you using?
Spray paint? I'm not using any spray paint.
You don't use any spray paint
No
at all?
spray
for
paint,
animals?
dude. Like, I be straight
All right.
drawing, dude.
I don't know if I'll bring my, I want to bring my GoPro, but I feel like it'll disappear if I bring it out here.
It's not as hot as it was earlier today, dog.
Oh, this is way better, trust me. Tomorrow we're gonna be feeling it. All right, we're gonna back it up.
All right. And you tell me where, and then I'll put this behind it.
There it is, that's the wall right there. It's not gonna get any better than this, so I'm gonna size it up, and you might have to run back and forth when we're sketching. We're just gonna have to hit it quick. All right, there it is.
Think that's it, dog?
Yeah, that's it, we can start. Purple.
Yeah, I'll do purple. I like purple.
Yeah, use that tip. You just have to go closer with it. Shake it up a lot, especially that paint.
We're painting at night because we want to make sure that the design that we made fits the wall. So we're using like we're sketching it out with the projectors. He moving fast, boy. That boy Nate fast.
What's up? We cleared it with the owner of the building, Mr. Jones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, you thought we weren't supposed to be here?
Summer nights with the sweat just trickling off your forehead.
Miami nights.
And that's another dope thing too, is that, you know, Nate is teaching me, you know, a lot about like the spray paint aspect of it, you know what I mean? So I'm learning from him, and then we learn from each other, you know?
Definite. All right, so we got that. Oh, we got most of it, just that corner. Couple of spots there, and then throw some ice on us. It's crazy hot.
Damn,
tonight.
we just hit this mug up, dog. This is quick.
We're almost there. So we'll fill the blues first tomorrow, then we'll go in and start filling the flowers and the plants.
That's gangster, dog. Hell yeah.
Got it.
I like that. Teamwork.
Got it.
Teamwork makes
Make
the dream work.
Exactly.
Heck yeah, dog.
Generally in this community, people stop for pictures. Here we want you to stop for a moment to appreciate history.
The idea was to do something impactful. How can we do something that's different than the Black Lives text murals that were going on around the country? Because we wanted to do something that could be a learning experience for people that come to the museum.
What we've chosen to do is write American history in letters because it's consistent with the graffiti art form. The graffiti is about the style that you have in writing your name, the style that you have in letters. And what you see behind me is the words American history spelled out in what is going to look like police caution tape.
This is the cross between journalism and art. Still have to finish it, but the Runaway Slave Patrol and the KKK assembly in front of the Capitol building. I did Martin Luther King Jr. over here next to Malcolm. Duffy from the Duffy riots, local Miami hero, like, and then I did Rodney King as well.
What was important for me was to make sure that we were telling a story. So when I came into the project, it was very much like we knew that we wanted to tell the story about the oppressors, people that had been oppressed and that were fighting the oppression in this country, and what does that lens look like. For me, it was really important to paint the women in the mural because I have such a strong connection to them, because not only were they strongly oppressed, but our voices have always kind of been like, don't talk, like you don't speak.
I think it's really important to look back and to see what are the things that did change, but also let's acknowledge the things that haven't so that we can move forward and start making changes that'll get us closer, if not actualize the dream.
This is going to bring people together to have a conversation, to have dialogue, to dive in, or maybe not to dive in, but to start that conversation of who is this person? Why police tape? Why is this a crime scene? Why is this criminal? Who are these people that have suffered? You know, why are we still talking about George Floyd?
It's not just about creating a beautiful mural, it's a learning moment. This is a learning moment for all of us.
Everyone goes to Wynwood for murals. It's awesome to have those murals in Wynwood. There's one going up, or just went up, through the Museum of Graffiti, which is needed. But we also need this kind of art, this kind of inspiration, this kind of impact in communities of color, especially when you're dealing with issues that affect communities of color.
What's cool is that there's a bunch of people that want to see something positive too. The Band-Aid to me is my favorite because it's basically about taking hits or being hurt, having the guts to get back up, put the Band-Aid on, let it heal, and continue moving. But it has a lot to do with healing. And for this boy in particular, it's like, I'm gonna keep moving. Like, I'm gonna keep moving. Like those things that are happening is not gonna stop me. You know what I mean? Like, and that's how I live my life.
Joy is also an act of resistance, especially if you're in a place where you're felt to feel terrorized, you're felt to feel fear. And these things also bring about anger, but it also, one of the side effects is that you lose your joy, you lose your happiness, you lose your peace, you know? So I feel that this is a positive way of her showing her defiance.
This is a Wynwood style, like level mural in Brownsville. You know what I'm saying? We could have easily found other places to do it, but we wanted to do it here.
This mural is very different because we wanted to teach. We want the tourists to learn something. We want the locals to learn something. There's lots of school trips here. Lots of children come to this neighborhood. Lots of teachers come here. They stop in the museum to learn. It was really tough balancing out the stories to tell. We have the story of Rodney King here. We have Eleanor Bumpers in New York, 66-year-old grandmother who was forcibly evicted and murdered by police in New York City. We have the story of Arthur McDuffie. Really important story here. You know, the Miami riots in 1980 started as a result of him being killed by the police. We have Angela Davis, heroes like Muhammad Ali, the Black Panther Party, Malcolm X, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. We have Chuck D, Public Enemy. Who else do we have? We have Amadou Diallo. And so you get all these stories, you get these faces you don't know, so we're adding a QR code to the wall so you can wave your phone on it and launch video and speeches and music that gets the user to dive deeper into history.
It's created a pathway for the artist to kind of not just channel the moment of Black Lives Matter, but the history of what Black Lives Matter means.
Doing this mural and creating this mural is also a form of like self-therapy as well, just processing everything, because at times you open up your social media, you watch the news, and it's very overwhelming.
And what this mural talks about, which we gave this quote here, which we found as a sign, it says, racism is so American that when you protest it, people think you are protesting America. That's how deep racism in this country is, and we want you to stop and think about that and realize that this country was built on racism, slavery, oppression, taking land, murder, genocide, but we don't have to take that path. We could change. We know better. We have humanity. We have love in our hearts, but we have to do that work. And so that's what this mural is about. This mural is about calling attention to our past and our present and showing it so that we can work on changing what our tomorrow is going to be.
This is basically an idea of what happens when a lot of these things and a lot of these ideas are realized. You know, the knowledge of justice and the knowledge of peace. Right now, I really personally think that America's going through growing pains, but at the end of this, it could be a stronger, better America for everybody.